Hellboy universe. The Hellboy universe, created by Mike Mignola, is a dark, gothic, and dread-filled world where ancient horrors stir beneath the surface of modern society. Humanity is oblivious to the lurking evil, but the threats are very real. Lovecraftian entities, demons, witches, and Nazi occultists bent on summoning gods of chaos. Even if you're an average citizen, the risks are enormous. Sudden demonic invasions, ancient curses, haunted ruins, and secret government organizations, like the BPRD, constantly covering up apocalyptic threats. If you survive the immediate physical dangers, you might fall prey to an existential terror, the knowledge that humanity is insignificant compared to the horrors waiting just beyond the veil. Number 2. Elden Ring. The Lands Between from Elden Ring is one of the bleakest, most ruinous settings in gaming. It's a vast, beautiful land of decaying grandeur where the Erdtree's grace has faded and the world is ravaged by war, corruption, and madness. Lords and demigods vie for power, shattering the land and leaving mortals to suffer. If you're not a tarnished, essentially a cursed undead warrior, you're likely an ordinary soul caught between the crumbling remnants of a fallen empire and terrifying creatures. Grotesque giants, undead monstrosities, and Lovecraftian horrors like the Scarlet Rot. Death is constant, and rebirth isn't a blessing. It's an endless, tormenting cycle. Imagine a world where even the act of living is a struggle against an inevitable, soul-crushing doom. Number 3. Bloodborne. If Elden Ring is about a decaying mythological landscape, Bloodborne's Yharnam is pure nightmare fuel. Imagine a city steeped in gothic grandeur, infected with a plague that transforms people into beasts. Yharnam's citizens once sought salvation through blood ministration, only to doom themselves to horrific fates. Living here means constant fear of being torn apart by mobs infected by the plague or transformed into a grotesque monster. Even sleep is no escape. Dreams and nightmares are literal realms of suffering. Cosmic horrors lurk behind the thin veil of reality, whispering madness-inducing secrets. Even if you stay human, you're likely to descend into paranoia, hallucinations, and blood-fueled frenzy. Number 4. Gotham City. On the surface, Gotham City might just be a very dangerous, crime-infested metropolis, but its problems go much deeper. Corruption is entrenched at every level of government, the police are largely ineffective or corrupt, and the criminal underworld is dominated by colorful yet psychotic villains. The Joker, Two-Face, Scarecrow, and Riddler don't just steal or kill, they unleash chaos on a scale that makes entire city blocks uninhabitable. Fear toxin in the water supply, mass riots, citywide blackouts, and regular terrorist attacks are just another Tuesday. Even if Batman is around, he's one vigilante trying to hold back a tidal wave of criminal insanity. Imagine raising a family in a city where your child's school might be blown up by the Joker, just because. Number 5. Gravity Falls. At first glance, Gravity Falls seems charming, a sleepy little town with quirky locals and lots of natural beauty. But peel back the layers, and it's a cosmic horror story wrapped in a kids' show. The town is a nexus of weirdness, where time anomalies, cryptids, and supernatural beings roam freely. Grunkle Stan's Mystery Shack is the tip of the iceberg. Beneath the surface, ancient conspiracies and extra-dimensional entities like Bill Cipher lurk, waiting to warp reality itself. Imagine living in a place where you can be abducted by gnomes, turned into a wax figure, or erased from existence by a demon with a single snap. The authorities either don't know or can't do anything. And even when the big threat is defeated, Gravity Falls remains a dangerous, uncanny place to live. Number 6. Death Stranding. Imagine a world where death itself has become a contagion. In Death Stranding, the collapse of society wasn't just political or economic, it was metaphysical. The dead don't stay dead. When they aren't disposed of quickly, they trigger massive, annihilating explosions called voidouts. Rain has become a time-accelerating phenomenon called timefall, aging everything it touches at an accelerated rate. Ghostly, invisible BTs, beached things, haunt the landscape, waiting to drag the living into the afterlife. To survive, you must stay isolated in bunkers or risk trekking across a desolate, post-apocalyptic America. Every journey becomes a terrifying fight for survival. Even the smallest delivery is life-threatening. There's no safety, no society, just constant fear, loneliness, and the creeping dread of extinction. 7. Jurassic Park. At first, Jurassic Park sounds like a dream come true, a high-tech amusement park where dinosaurs roam. but the reality is an unpredictable death trap. The park's hubris lies in believing that nature, especially creatures as complex and powerful as dinosaurs, can be controlled. Malfunctions, sabotage, and natural disasters inevitably lead to catastrophic failures. Once the dinosaurs are loose, there's no safe haven. Fences fail, security systems break, and raptors and T-Rexes hunt freely. Even if you're a scientist or a visitor with clearance, a single wrong step can lead to a gruesome death. And as Jurassic World shows, it doesn't stop there. New, genetically engineered dinosaurs are even more dangerous. Humanity's arrogance in resurrecting these creatures makes the world a ticking time bomb. Number 8. WALL-E. At first, the WALL-E universe might seem cozy and even cute until you realize it's a post-apocalyptic environmental wasteland. Earth has become an uninhabitable garbage dump, abandoned by humans centuries ago. Wall, a trash compactor robot, toils alone in a sea of waste, giving us a hint of what's left of the planet. Meanwhile, humans live on the Axiom, a giant spaceship where generations have become obese, dependent on machines, and disconnected from reality. The AI systems meant to care for them, like Otto, have effectively enslaved humanity under a digital utopia where free will is eroded. Even if the film ends on a hopeful note, the sheer scale of ecological collapse and the loss of human autonomy make this a terrifying universe. You're either suffocating in trash on a dead Earth or trapped in a consumerist dystopia in space.